up YouTube? What's up Facebook? What's up Instagram family? Barbershop Uncut, we'll bring y'all a very special interview today featuring the one and only MEAZY. Y'all know a lot of things happened in the last year when we've had MEAZY. We about to get into some things and find out how it's going to go.
Right off the top of your head, what pops into your mind, like thinking of 2021, this whole journey? Is there anything that just pops out?
The album.
Album?
Yeah. I mean, I've been working on this goddamn, really I've been working on this album since like the beginning of 2021, maybe even 2019. Like at the end of it, I had the idea to create an album called Protect Your Energy. So I really was just working on that this whole time, man, and I figured like it would make more sense if I made songs throughout the journey and then made a whole album of like just, I call it the shots in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Whichever one's stuck, and whichever ones didn't. And in the process, I got so much better at my craft, you know what I'm saying?
What does protect your energy mean to you?
Protect your energy means a lot. It's like, for me, it was really just getting away from the negative shit that I was going through at the time, the negative people I was around, and you know, just trying to stay positive as much as possible and manifest almost everything that I got in my life, you know what I'm saying? And all that has to do with protecting your energy, man. I think that the more in tune with yourself that you get, man, the more you'll understand that your energy is, how precious energy really is, especially your own. And you know, I had to talk about it, man. It was kind of just a transition in my life that I was going through that I needed to get to the world. Speak for myself. It's kind of like my own journal in a sense, you know what I'm saying, my album. So
You think this has been the hardest project that you've put together so far, or is it just normal work?
nah, it's normal shit. I just think that this project is more like, it's just my best work type of shit. Like I've been able to, as y'all know, like just work on my craft type shit. So you know, and I don't have to like worry about like the extra bullshit, you know, waking up, going to a job and shit like that. And so that just kind of allowed me to really zone in on like the things that I really do want to talk about and work on certain things in my craft. And so it's right now it's my favorite album for sure.
You've definitely been. How do you think working with the people just in 2019? Because I know you've worked with a lot of other people, but specifically the people that you worked with on this album, you know, in 2021, how do you feel that's helped your album be what it is today?
It helped tremendously, honestly. I mean, I'm very big on like doing. I like collabing with people. I like feeding off of other people's energy and shit in sessions. So I think the whole time that I've been creating this album, that's all it's really been, is like, you know, trying to get around people and seeing how they come off, catching other ideas, you know, trying new shit out.
Yeah.
So I think this has been, I've always done collabs, so I'm not gonna make it seem like this is the only time I've done them type shit, but it's just been different because I have worked with a lot of different people, and even the people that I've worked with before, like, they're better too. So it's
And when it comes to like production, the production aspect of it, working with Mike Coach and FL and DR and you know, having Sydney Moheat, you know what I'm saying, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and having like the saxophone player come in and do shit like that, like, is that all like some new stuff that you've been?
Yeah, I mean that to me is I'll attribute a lot of that shit to the team as well, though, because I think that's the beauty about, like, you know, especially music, because I can go back and do some shit to it if I need to. But you know, getting other people's opinions and ears and shit on stuff is important, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, shout out to Mike Coles for sure for that, because he's been a big part of making sure, like, you know what I'm saying, especially when we was just starting out, like, just try new shit. You know, I think that's always been the advice that a lot of people's given me, like, just try something new, man, do this. And, you know, but the producers are everything for the song, so, you know, I am blessed in that sense, for sure.
Lucky ass. Yeah. People out there, man, wish you nigga have a Mike Coach in the house, bro.
You know, for you to say that this is some of your best work, it means a lot, because dead ass, Real Net Flanders, all those are really good albums.
Yeah.
What do you think is what do you think, is it the producers pushing you to do new things, trying new things?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I think it's more so like I just feel like I'm in my prime now. Like I just feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard to explain, but it's just kind of like it was always a mindset thing. Like I was always dope, but now it's more so like I know it for sure. You know what I'm saying? And so because I know it, I'm willing to try whatever the fuck to try to make sure that I could be the best person that I could be. And it just comes out through my music. I mean, every time I talk to, you know, my day ones or anybody that's been around, they like, bro, you just sound different now. Like you sound more confident. You sound like you are in control of your voice now. Like you're not yelling on the mic and shit. So that's what I mean. I just think it's my best work, hands down. Sonically, it's crazy.
I would say from getting to know you for the first time, we did the first interview, you know, and really being new to your music, and now the last, you know, almost 2 years just bumping your shit along with a handful of others, man. Like I can tell that, like you just said, your confidence is what made you get or come out tighter like that. You know? You was always a dope rhymer,
Absolutely.
you know, but you can hear now that your intent in the shit that you say.
Exactly. Yep. I believe in it more. And I don't know what it took to do that. I think it was maybe because after I quit my job, it was just kind of like, well, you made the decision, so figure it out now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit around. So I think that was like a kick in the ass for me, like a motherfucker, man. You know, and it just made me get better. I had to get better. I have no choice. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? So the pressure, I love pressure. Low key. That's like, it's weird, but I kind of do that shit on myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to get the best version of myself.
You know, honestly, it always sounds biased when we compliment you because obviously you're part of the team and stuff, but it's a really good feeling when we've been to other studios in other states and you know, engineers and other people always compliment you and your confidence in the studio, the way you command this type of seniority in the studios and stuff, you know. And has it always been that way, you think?
Yeah.
I know a lot of that, like that confidence.
Yeah.
There's a line that you say in one of your songs that what you hear in the beat is what you get in the flesh.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes off as very true when you're around a lot of people. You command that type of.
Absolutely.
But it's got to be some type of progression towards it, right? Because if this is your best work, it couldn't have always been that way.
Well, it was like, I think from what I've experienced in my life when it came to rap, bro, I was always different than everybody else. So it kind of just always stood out. Like it was always the thing that stood out to everybody in every room. For whatever reason, I was kind of just blessed with that type of, like.
But I'm talking about how it transfers over into your music, because it's one thing to show up. You know, there's a lot of people that show up to the studio and think they're the ones, and they're confident. But then when they get on the mic, it's not. It doesn't transfer over. Mm-hmm. So that type of confidence, is that something that you like? That
I think
from necessity, from that same mentality of, hey, I quit my job, so I gotta be that person.
Basically, yeah. I was learning that at my job, like when I was working the job. It was kind of like a progression of it. After I dropped my first album and shit, I just had to I got more confident because I was doing a lot of shit. But it was happening so fast that I didn't really know if it was like a fluke or not, I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying? But every time I got into the room with other people, it was always like I could tell something was different. But like quitting my job for sure made me, it was kind of like you gotta do it at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't, especially like I said, it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to believe it, bro. Like once you believe it, you know you're unfuckwittable, and it's like, well, shit, I'm gonna walk in this room and feel like, and really like project it and shit. Instead of being the dude in the background that could just rap good. Cause I used to do that shit too. Like, I would let other people like kind of just control the session, and I just kind of do my thing over here real quick. And it was always dope, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, it's different now. It's different now. I feel like I'm supposed to be the one that kind of leads that. That's like my role. That's kind of always been something that I should have been practicing anyways, but it was just, it's almost like a switch just flipped. I don't even know. It's just hard to explain, bro. But you know, you get into certain situations where you're around enough artists, like you were saying, bro, and you start to realize like there's not a lot of alphas in there, like real alphas in the studio like that can.
But even in a room full of alphas, I'm not, again, it always sounds biased, but when we did the heavyweight cypher, you went in there and set the tone, and that was a room full of alphas.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had to kick the non-alphas out, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, I just had to set the tone. I could tell everybody was just kind of like, you know, well, who's going to go first? Who's going to go first? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, well, I'm going to go first. Fuck it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, I feel like I had to in that sense too on that day because that was our session. We're setting it up. It was kind of just like a pressure. It was pressure again. It was just like a, if I don't do it, who will type shit. So fuck it. You know? And like I said, I'm confident enough to know that it's about to be fire as fuck. So I'm like,
I gotta tell you that for us, having someone like that on the team who's confident in those situations really helps, you know, because we have learned a lot in the time that we've been doing this, but having someone on the team who goes into the studio and is confident and commands that type of respect has been very, I mean, me personally, I've never been afraid to say how I feel about the situation, but it's different to know what what it is you're talking about in that case.
yeah. I hear you, bro.
If there is anything, what is the one alteration that you liked the most that you did on the album before it was finalized? Like everything was said, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna change this.
Yeah.
What was it?
I say, well, there's two things. I love the intro now. I set the tone real quick with that on that motherfucker. But Flowers for sure. I just have to make a song where, you know, let niggas know like they need to give me my flowers, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a very humble person. I've always been like that as a rapper. But I talk my shit though, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, but I'm you know, in all reality, I'm tired of being disrespected in a sense, you know what I'm saying? I'm deserving of certain like respect out here that I don't feel like I get in my community, you know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily by all my peers or no shit like that, but it's like, you know, you could kind of just, you know, tell sometimes that people just they forget, nigga, until we come and do some more shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, MEAZY, but nah, nigga, though, like keep the same energy though.
All the time.
You feel me? Like that's how I be feeling about the shit, man.
But you take that personal?
I have taken it personal, absolutely, yep. Because I'm a human being, bro. And that shit is like, you know, when you work your ass off for something, like you expect motherfuckers to like appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's of quality, and then you also have numbers to back it, and history backs it. Then what the fuck? What was the problem then? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you remember, but when we went out to Beta a couple weekends ago, me and you were over the top, and then me and you were briefly talking about the same thing.
Yep.
You guys just come off that K-Tone and Squizzy interview, right? Where you guys talked about the same thing?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, shout out to my guys, you know, they told me the same thing. Like, it's kind of crazy that they see, you know, lists and shit like that, and I'm not respecting on these lists, bro. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, it becomes like a bias thing, and if that's what it is, then we should just say that. This is a biased list, not like this is a list based off of criteria that I actually fit, and some of them do not. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me, nigga. Because in my opinion, all my peers, man, like, they know what I've done. It's not like I'm making shit up when I say I've done shit. Like, I really have. And I can rap, nigga. So it's like, how the fuck can where's the disconnect? You feel me?
I really don't think it's from your peers, though. I think it's more from media outlets, the public, and people who just, you know, they see certain names go up higher and they just follow that, and they're not really listening to music. Because I know for example, like AP was in here and he said that when he started rapping, he was intimidated by you, you know, by the way you were rapping. And you know, a lot of times AP and other artists are ranked higher on these lists that you're talking about, you know. But I don't think that's coming from your peers. I think your peers know your talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the top tier artists here, you know, they have a lot of respect for you, and I think it's mutual. I think, well, we've all worked with them, and that's where we were, I think.
Yeah.
And it's been great.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
But like I said, I don't think it's ever been a problem with my peers ever. We all, like I said, we've all been in the same rooms with each other, and we all understand. We all talk, and we all we know what the fuck is going on out here, bro. We can't control what like I was saying, like a third party or whatever they have to say says, but you know, you still kind of take offense to that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
what's it gonna take? I'm doing all this work.
Right.
I'm in the gym all this time.
And it's like it's not like I don't like y'all don't know that it's happening. Like, so at that point it feels like disrespect then, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the funny thing is like I've always done shit in an unconventional type of way, I guess you could say. So I think that kind of is what threw people off, if I guess you could say. Not the people, but like the people that are in charge of like the blogs and all the extra shit, because it's like I still believe in like hip hop, like real hip hop. Not saying other niggas don't, but like I kind of I like showcase it more in my music in a sense, like, you know what I'm saying. And I always get labeled as like the he's the lyrical miracle, almost like a fucking like bebop rap or some shit. Like I don't make other music type shit, and I feel like people kind of like don't give you the credit you deserve when you're that type of rapper, right? Because that's kind of like the old school feel, but I still have that inside of myself. So, you know, that I just feel like that comes off some type of way to people, which I don't think is fair, you know what I'm saying? Because in all reality, everybody knows I could do all that other shit too. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, Mind Yours came out, nigga, that's a real song that people know. Like, let's not get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's how I feel. And I'm gonna talk that shit.
Which song on the new album do you feel shows your diversity the most? I need to write shit down today, man.
I don't know. I don't know, bro. I would probably say like Late and Rough, maybe. To me, just because it's like a crossover track. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else, like it's hard to explain. I feel like I do everything. When you listen to the project, you hear a bunch of shit from me. So it's like I don't know which one would necessarily show the most diverse, but I think I would say Late and Rough, kind of, just because it's like, you know, I just tried at the very beginning of the song, I do some shit that I've never done. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you've listened to any of my music, especially my day ones, they like, damn, nigga, okay, like that's hard. That's like one of the hardest parts of the song. So
you're talking about you kind of singing on it?
Yeah. That's yes, sir. I would never do that. You know, that wouldn't even have been a thought in my head in the past. You know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, that song just kind of brought it out. You know what I mean? So, and again, I think it's a crossover record. I think it's the best song on the album. I've been saying that, and I'm gonna keep saying that. Like, I think it's, you know, the biggest record I have right now. So, and y'all gonna hear it soon enough, boy. We'll do that.
I Can't Breathe is on there too. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that is. That it is. Don't get me started on that, buddy.
How do you feel about the possibility with the connection you made with 107.5 and the drop, you know, Nikki Sworn, like hearing your shit on the radio as of now, and then when this new album drops, I'm sure it's probably gonna flood the radio waves.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a blessing to even have had the opportunity to, like, you know, get on the radio and then be not only just get on the radio, but like have it play consistently and have people hit me up about it like randomly and shit. Like, that shit's dope. But I try not to get too high or too low, but like that, in my opinion, that's how it should be.
That's
like,
what you work for.
Yeah, I should be getting played on the radio. Like, I don't want to act too surprised about it. Like, oh my god, it's crazy. Like, in all reality, I should be getting played everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about it. So. But I do appreciate it like a motherfucker, man. Yeah. It's another milestone. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
I'm a regular.
Yep.
What do you think you're making this album? I know Late and Rough you say is your favorite, best work. What would you say was your most fun song to make?
Or memorable? Call it memorable.
Most memorable, yeah.
Damn. On this album, that Zodiac session was really dope.
I gotta sit down.
Yeah.
That Zodiac session was really fucking hard. when we did that shit. I don't know. I really think probably Black Excellence too, honestly. Because as soon as I heard the beat, I was like, oh, this is fucking Black Excellence too, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and just that entire process of creating it, bro. I'm super proud of that record, for sure. But that and, you know, I didn't think it, but My Shirt to me has become one of my favorites too, man. Because, like, I made that song like a year ago type shit, you know what I'm saying? And then we added to it in multiple sessions, and to me, it just made it so much better. So
it could be a dope video. I want to make sure I don't miss that shoot.
Yeah.
That'll be a cool one to do at the actually at the marijuana.
I don't like how you
Banter.
pick and choose like that.
Yeah, you could just be at whatever one you want.
Whichever one you like.
Well, because I
it's
know
this
which
one, but
one
it's
is
that
like,
one.
I know where I need to be working at. It's still not dry.
For what? For Black Excellence too?
My hair ain't all the way dry. Yeah,
Is
no,
that
the
on
My
the
Shirt. the My Shirt video. Like I was thinking that the room at the marijuana mansion with that with all the couches and pillows and shit like that.
They actually called me the other day.
Cool, man, we
Oh,
matched.
you don't gotta get up.
I know.
We were talking about the late and rough track.
Yeah.
How that shows your diversity. Talk about the process of that song in general, bro. There's been so much that goes into that. I remember being there at the video shoot and the feeling that was there was super dope.
Yeah.
Both days actually, right?
Yeah.
Well, you guys actually filmed
It was 3 days.
3 days.
We filmed
3
3
days.
days.
the
Actually, I think it was
vigil.
4.
Yep, the video. It might have
was
been
4.
4 at this point. Yeah.
Talk about the feeling of that, bro. The whole. We'll talk about what the song's about, first of all, and then the feeling of going through in the booth, re-recording it.
The main reason why I made the song in the first place was because my grandfather passed away last year, in November, and you know, like normal when something like major happens and I have these type of feelings, I like to go and, you know, put it on wax, you know, or write something or do something about it, you know. And my grandpa deserved something that was like super dope, but I didn't want to like make it like a tribute song. I think that, you know, when I say tribute song, I mean like it's just
too
kind of like Dear Mama,
Yeah.
or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't necessarily want it to be just specific about that, but I wanted to make something, and I think that I'm still going to make that track later. But I really just wanted to make something real quick that just
Make
was
you
how
feel
I
better.
was feeling. Yeah, yep. And I had been sitting on this fucking beat, man, for at least 6 months, and I just didn't know what to do with it. But I knew it was so dope. I'm like, I gotta do something with this beat, but I gotta make sure I don't fuck it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it just hit me that after that happened, and you know, the process of it was super hard because at first I wrote the first verse a month before I wrote the second verse. So at first the first verse had absolutely nothing to do with my grandpa passing away, right? And then like I was just kind of writing the verse to the beat that kind of sounded good, and you know what I'm saying? And then like it just so happened that I recorded that shit, and then like I got an inspiration after he passed away to like, okay, maybe I should like kind of make this song about like something that people could relate to as far as like what I'm going through, you know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, my grandpa was really, he liked to smoke weed. He was big on that. And so I'm like, well, I could make a song that's kind of like, I'm talking to my homies reminiscing and we're smoking, because that's what we do when we're together and reminiscing anyways, but then still kind of make it like something that somebody else can relate to in the sense of like somebody passing away. It worked out perfect. Honestly, I think it was made because of my grandpa in all reality. I feel like you can kind of hear it in the track, but the crazy thing is, after I was done making it, I knew it was that one of them tracks, like, you know, the studio I was recording at before, you know, it got deleted. The whole song, the whole session, everything was gone. And
I didn't know that.
it was fucked up to the point where I was like, I don't know what I should do, right? Because in all reality, I don't like to re-record songs. Like,
It's hard to duplicate that feeling.
yeah, it's hard, especially that feeling, right? That's like almost cried in the booth type song when I made it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody kind of was. There was a bunch of people in the studio when I was doing it, and everybody was just like, damn, like just silent, kind of just let me do my thing. And so like when it got deleted, it hurt my fucking soul, bro. If I'm gonna be honest, and I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't go out like that though, bro. So I'm like, cause there's a lot of songs that happened to, but like not. You could kind of tell with some of the other songs that I tried to re-record, I couldn't just recreate that moment. And with this one, it was different. It was like it has to happen, so I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah.
So one thing that I don't feel gets highlighted enough, moving on towards the entire project, is like when someone reaches a certain, stature and drops music, drops an album. To the general public, it looks like more music. Like they just dropped some more music. But what is something that you would like people to know of how much work goes into dropping this? How much time and energy, how much friction, how much having to cut people off, having to pick tracks, having to hurt some people's feelings, having to, all of those emotions that go into that. Like, talk about that a little bit, like the journey of making this album. So when it drops, people don't just think, we need to drop some more music and we'll get to it. It's like, no.
Know the blood, sweat, and tears that came behind this shit.
I think the journey is the most unrecognized part of the music. I think everybody just hears like the final product and they're like, oh shit.
He must have just went in there one day. And
right, you just knocked that out. But they don't understand like the reason why, something comes out sounding so dope is because of the journey that you went through to create it. It's like, I don't think people realize how many sleepless nights it takes, commitment to things that don't have to do with the music. Like, right, like you end up like, it's sacrifice is the word I'm looking for. You sacrifice a lot of shit to get here. And I don't think people ever appreciate that part of it because it's really, really hard to do, bro. Y'all have seen me fall asleep here numerous times, bro.
Get here, start cutting hair, your ass is waking up.
It's a real thing, bro. Like I'm like sometimes like, dealing with what's going on in your personal life, and then on top of that you have to be creative, like in the drop of a dime.
On top of that work.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's hard to do, bro. You know what I mean? And you kind of have to program your mind to do it, and it's like it's mentally draining. So sometimes you have those bad days, or the days that are like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from, right? But it's all super mentally draining. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like I said, I love that part of it. To me, is what makes it all worth it in the end. But it's all very, very hard to do, bro. And I think that I've had this conversation with numerous people. I think that people don't appreciate like I don't think that people appreciate enough like what actually goes into creating something.
Obviously, bro, like we could talk about this album forever because internally we've gone through a lot for the creation of this album. We want to keep the interview to where people, will see it and just kind of get the gist of it. But I just want to say, for me personally, it's been an awesome experience to go through this album, and it's something that, like on, I don't know if you guys ever heard like J. Cole's album, but he has like a little dedication at the end. He's like, whether we sell 1 copy or 1,000,000 copies, it doesn't take away the journey, it doesn't take away the experience. And I just want to say it's been a great experience. I personally have learned a lot in the process, and I'm very proud to have the first interview for the Protect Your Energy album, because I know you got a couple people who have hit us up already that want to get you to go do interviews and start promoting this. But since this is home for the project, I just want to say it's been a blessing to work on it. It's been a blessing to have you listen to our advice. It's been a blessing to be in the studio and all those moments that were created and all the things that weren't recorded, people will never see. It's just been super dope.
Yes.
And I know that me and you have had conversations about this being your best work, and it's an honor to be a part of that. So.
No, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying? Seriously. More than y'all think. Or no, should I say. It's been a fucking journey already. You know what I'm saying? like even before this year started, you know, y'all know what we've already, you know, experienced together. So it's like, it's a blessing for me too, man. Honestly, like straight up. And I know that I believe everything happens for a reason, man. And this project was made the way it was made for a reason. And we're gonna make sure that people understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like straight the fuck up, bro. Straight up. Straight up. I really do appreciate everything that y'all do, man. Teamwork makes the dream work, like they say, you know what I'm saying? And without everybody, it just doesn't make sense. So I wanna make sure we keep building and make sure this motherfucker pops, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause we got it. It's not like we don't, nigga. Just show that shit over.
This drops September 10th. Protect Your Energy 2 starts September 11th.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That shit already started. Fuck that. We ain't waiting until then. I'm ready to work tonight if we do. Oh God.
I know your people want to know, your followers and probably new people who
Yeah.
haven't, or just seeing it for the first time, probably want to know if you got any shows or anything like that coming up
Oh, yeah.
in the near future.
Oh yeah. Well, as of right now, you know, we got a couple things, you know, getting lined up. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, man, we do have the Westward Showcase, man, music showcase. I believe that's what, September 18th? Yeah, September 18th.
The main day.
So, and I'm on the main stage, but I still think I'm the best rapper performer in the city. You know what I'm saying? In the world, really. You know what I mean? But you know, that's just my biased opinion.
Yeah, you can have it. It's your opinion.
Nigga.
Yeah, that's whatever you make it to be.
But yeah, man, I stay tuned in though, cause we do got, like I said, we Protect Your Energy is September 10th, man.
Videos dropping.
All types of videos, interviews. We pushing this shit, man, for real, for sure. But stay tuned in though, cause we got some shit, man.
Show.
You feel me?